Meet Julius Robert Oppenheimer, often shortened to Robert. He underwent a closed trial aimed at tarnishing his reputation as one of the most influential physicists of his era. But let's also consider Louis Strauss, who faced a trial to determine his eligibility as the United States Minister of Commerce. He shared the story of his initial encounter with Robert. To delve into Robert's journey, it all commenced during his studies of physics in Germany. His passion for physics and prodigious talent soon became evident. Jeremy was on the verge of pioneering a groundbreaking theory in quantum mechanics. After years of rigorous study, he believed himself to be a quantum mechanics and physics virtuoso. Subsequently, he secured a lecturing position at a Netherlands campus. It was here that he crossed paths with Israel Isaac Rabi, who introduced him to the renowned German physicist, Heisenberg, in 1927. Finally, Robert received his doctorate and a professorship at a U.S. campus. He began teaching quantum mechanics, a relatively unfamiliar subject in America. Notably, he struck up a close friendship with Ernest Lawrence, one of the world's leading physicists. Initially, Robert only had a solitary student, but over time, more students flocked to his classes, eager to engage with his enthralling lectures. Lawrence even invited Robert to join a gathering, where he encountered a woman named Jean, a staunch adherent of communism. Their meeting marked the beginning of a profound connection that evolved into a romantic relationship. The story doesn't end there. Robert also formed a close bond with another woman, Kitty, who eventually became his wife. Despite initial disappointment with the marriage, Robert maintained his connection with Jean. While Robert was at the campus, Lawrence issued a grave warning. He informed Robert that the Germans had developed a novel, devastating bomb, and Robert, having previously studied in Germany, might be considered a potential threat and under surveillance. Unsurprisingly, a general named Leslie Groves approached Robert with a remarkable project, the Manhattan Project. Its mission was to develop a bomb that could rival the advanced German weaponry, as America was lagging behind. Aware of the dire consequences of falling behind, Robert accepted the responsibility. He urged Leslie to establish research laboratories in remote locations accessible by train and build a self-contained town for workers, accommodating their families, ensuring secrecy and isolation from nearby settlements. Leslie approved Robert's request, and the development of the Manhattan Project commenced. Robert and Leslie enlisted prominent American physicists for the project, although some had reservations due to the lengthy stay in a remote area. However, their commitment was vital to securing America's success in World War I against the formidable German forces. Isaac, who had reservations, reluctantly joined the project, understanding the potential global consequences. As the town and facilities took shape, Robert secretly met with Jean multiple times, unbeknownst to Kitty. Their encounters often extended into the night. During a meeting, Robert's colleagues expressed their intent not just to create a new weapon but to make history with a groundbreaking bomb. Tragedy struck when Robert learned of Jean's death, allegedly by suicide, due to depression. Despite his grief, Robert and his team faced challenges as their research showed little progress. Meanwhile, Edward Teilor's calculations raised confusion. Robert, believing Teilor's calculations were flawed, sought Albert Einstein's guidance. After their meeting, Einstein voiced concerns that utilizing Teilor's calculations could result in an explosion capable of damaging the Earth's atmosphere. To balance his responsibilities, Robert invited Kitty and his two children to live in Los Alamos to be closer to the project. Progress finally gained momentum as they designed the atomic bomb's model, constructed the test tower, and conducted miniature-scale bomb tests. Under mounting pressure, Leslie urged Robert to complete the bomb in July, and Robert reluctantly agreed, despite earlier estimates of a September completion. An important meeting followed, where they selected Hiroshima and Nagasaki as the targets due to their military significance. Robert achieved success with the atomic bomb, preparing for its test from a tower specially built for this purpose. The night arrived for the test, with physicists assembling a smaller-scale bomb and establishing safe observation distances from the impending explosion. However, inclement weather forced a postponement, though preparations continued. Robert was haunted by the thought that his invention might inadvertently trigger another war. On August 6, 1945, Hiroshima experienced the devastating impact of an atomic bomb, marking a turning point in history. While it was celebrated as a monumental military victory, Robert couldn't shake the guilt of the innocent lives lost. Subsequently, Robert met President Harry S. Truman, who lauded the invention's role in saving American lives. Discussions ensued about fostering cooperation in atomic energy to counter potential advancements by Russia. Initially hesitant due to the destructive power of his creation, Robert's reluctance frustrated the president, who reminded him that history would remember those who used the bomb, not those who created it. At an event, Robert encountered Luce, who disclosed Klaus Fuchs as a potential Russian spy. Robert's negligence had raised suspicions, and he found himself entangled in a confidential trial initiated by Louis. Despite many hurdles, Robert navigated the trial and, in the end, was declared loyal to his country. Robert's sacrifices for his nation led to a series of personal and professional challenges. His trials and tribulations included confrontations with Louis, accusations of espionage, and the weight of lives lost due to his invention. Kitty, despite knowing about Robert's infidelity, stood by his side during this tumultuous period. Her unwavering support was a source of strength for Robert as he faced a barrage of accusations and challenges. Ultimately, Robert emerged from the trial declared loyal to his country, but he had to part ways with the project he had led. The fallout from his creation was not limited to his personal trials. Robert understood that the atomic bomb had not ended World War I but had opened the door to the first Cold War between America and Russia. The world was forever changed, and Robert's name would forever be associated with the monumental shift in global politics and warfare.